Hi everyone, and welcome to another Chit Chat live from East Texas. I'm DC, your host, and I'm so excited you guys are here. I'm totally thrilled. Welcome. For those of you who are new and joining me and don't know much about this program, I started this series because I really wanted to help people start dreaming. I wanted people to start living their best life now. I wanted to give you some tools and tips how to get that happen. So this is why we're here. So we wanted to give you some information that were practical, that were effortlessly that you can apply. They might not be simple, but they would definitely be beneficial. Today, we're going to talk all about the power of your thoughts. And I've been kind of hinting at it for a while. So as a mindset coach, I'm a true believer that everything starts with our minds. Everything starts with the things that we say, the things that we talk to ourselves, the things that we do, and how everything kind of progresses. So you can imagine how this topic is absolutely right up my alley, and I'm crazy for it. But before we start, my friends, go ahead. Give this video a like, share it, invite somebody, give me some love. If you're watching the replay, you can still give me some love. That's okay. Give us some shouts. I'm going to be looking throughout the program at the bottom of my screen for any comments. So if you have any questions, you have any concerns, anything you want to share, type it in the comments because I'll be reading it. If you're watching the replay or if you have a comment, I'll go back throughout the week and just reply back to everybody. So remember, I'll catch you. Don't worry about it. With that in mind, if you don't feel comfortable posting in a live stream, I completely understand. We're going live on Facebook right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can still put a comment because I'm going to be going through them. It's okay. Or you can send me a message directly. I'm here to help. So we're going to get started. So hopefully you guys are joining me. Go ahead, say hi. Let me know you're here. Let me know that you're watching. So let's get started. It's Easter weekend here, so I hope everybody, let me put it this way, for everybody celebrating the resurrection of Jesus, happy Easter. If you're in the holiday spirit, I hope you are enjoying it. So here's what I want to start, because it is a huge celebration around the world. My question is, why does everybody look overwhelmed and anxious? So as I was running errands this week, and one of the things that I came across everywhere I went, and by the way, for those of you guys who kind of know me a little, I spend a lot of time at Walmart. I can admit this. I'm guilty. I spend tons and tons in the supercenter. I get tons of ideas from it. So what can I say? I hang out there. But one of the things that I noticed, people were very overwhelmed. They were stressing. They were rushing. There was a line to get shopping carts because they ran out and people were just mad. What is going on? And to be fair, this is not an Easter just only occasion. So let me back it up so everybody can calm down. Think about the holidays. So I want you to start thinking about it, whether it's Easter, where you think of Christmas, think of Thanksgiving, think of any of our major holidays. It becomes a rat race. It has become kind of this constant thing that we do, which is very bizarre to me. We're seriously kind of go there and we're rushing to, people rushing to get dresses or clothes for Easter. You're trying to prep a meal. You're trying to get everything together. And at the end of the day, are we really enjoying the celebration? Are we really living in the moment? And we can kind of blame this on anything you want. For Christians, you would think this is a huge celebration. Are you in the moment? Are you truly enjoying what you're doing? Or are you just going through the notions? Are you seriously going through those moments as quickly as possible because you're overwhelmed? Because here's the reality. We finish one holiday, another one comes, and then we're dreading the next one. What is going on? And to be fair, we can all say we can blame our society. We can say we're living in a world that we have made things very commercialized. We have made things very, focused on material things. Honestly, to some extent, I think there's a little deeper than that. And actually, that's what we want to talk about. So it's kind of exciting that we're in a holiday season. So kind of put it in perspective. I am a true believer that what we think drives our behaviors, hence the mindset coach. So one of my favorite people, and if you guys are on Facebook or YouTube, because he has a YouTube channel, Paul Martinelli is incredible. He is a coach, he's a mentor, he is a speaker, everything you can imagine, and has one of the most transformative stories you can say. But he has something very interesting to say that I thought was amazing. So Paul says, for anybody who might be a little not skeptical, that's okay. He says we all use our imagination. I have tons of people as a writer that tell me I'm not creative. I don't have that kind of imagination. That's not my thing. Paul has something a little different to say. So by the way, he's also on Facebook in the Empower Living community, so you can catch him there. So it's kind of fun. He says we all use it. Most of us use it against ourselves. which kind of took me for a surprise. He goes, it's called worrying. We all worry, and we all worry about everything you can imagine. Because what is worry in reality? Is us thinking about things that haven't happened. 90% of the things that we worry about, and if you want to put it in perspective, haven't happened and probably will not happen. Yet we spend a lot of our time and energy focused on those things. We drive ourselves insane. So because I'm all about trying to give you some real examples, I'm going to bring you home. So what I want you guys to think about it is, how much are you worrying? Because put it in the back of your mind. Some of us worry so much, my friends, that if the school system created a program, we would probably have a master's degree. Some of us a PhD, probably could teach the class in worrying. So last week, this is kind of what happened to me to kind of bring it home. Let me put it realistically speaking, because, it is Easter, so let's put some confessions on the table. Here's what I did. I woke up last Monday with this crazy pain in my neck. I couldn't move my head. I was just in pain. I have a huge high tolerance for pain, but at the same time, I'm not crazy being uncomfortable more than I have to, let's be honest. So I thought, I slept wrong. Maybe I did my hair the wrong way when I went to bed. I did something. So I'm trying to rationalize this. Why is my head hurting? What is going on? We'll get through it, right? Take some pills, did the usual thing. We'll get through it. Tuesday rolls around. I'm still in pain. Not as instant, but it's still pain. So I decided, because I'm a huge believer in specialists. This is why we have amazing people out there that go specialize, get degrees, and do amazing things. So I called my chiropractor and I said, hey, I need some help. She looked at her schedule, kind of got me in at the end of the day, did her magic, did her thing. And I was like, okay, I'm feeling better. So throughout the week, it was still there. I still could feel it was a little better. Not a big problem. My best friend, who is amazing at understanding things beyond his age, says, I think it's stress. And I'm like, stress? What are you talking about? Why would it be stress? Why would I be stressing about? Ignore that whole comment. Into this morning, when I woke up, and the pain is back. So here's the thing, let's be honest. After about a week of being uncomfortable, I started analyzing my day completely. And one of the things I did is I make sure, took a lot of precautions to make sure that I slept well, that my pillows was perfect, everything was perfect, so I should not have any pains. Then why did I woke up once again with this? And I had to admit it. He was right. It was stress. So let me give you a little bit of my week. So my podcast, which by the way, I have a cool picture to show you because I'm this little kid. So my podcast, Inside the Minds of Authors, and it airs every Friday. Nothing new, by the way. Should not be a big deal. But my podcast is turn one this week. And I decided I was going to do a huge birthday celebration. Check. My parents are coming next week. Okay, add that to the mix. I'm working on my new devotional that I want to be Alpha Mother's Day. I have a couple books that I'm in the midst. Whether I like it or not, subliminally, in my subconscious, I rationalize all these things of things that I had to do. I had an entire list of things that I wanted to get done and accomplish within a really extremely tight deadline. Primarily because I do this to myself all the time. Here's the catch. Our bodies are amazing. And if you never thought about it this way, our bodies will give us clues throughout the days. Will give us clues throughout the weeks. Our bodies are always on a complete essence to try to keep us healthy. Your body's not going to try at any point in time to let you die. I'm sorry to inform you. It wants to survive at all costs. If the studies are right, and we got 50 trillion cells, there's 50 trillion cells committed to one thing and one thing only, survival, and make sure you stay healthy. So at some point in time, my body was trying to give me clues, and I just dismissed them because we have convinced ourselves and programmed ourselves to live at such a high level of stress that we take it for granted. So body is trying to tell me, my body decided to go on strike finally and said, oh, enough is enough. You need to listen. What is going on? So finally, I had to slow down and be like, oh, what am I doing to myself? How? What is it that I'm trying to do? So here's what we realized. If you have to think about it, Deepak Chopra says it, and I love him. Our bodies heal ourselves. Medicine facilitates that. So what we think, what we ponder upon, what we spend our time thinking about becomes real. Evil thoughts have a way, and I call them our little demons, to seeping into our head. My sense of perception, my sense of, I wanted to be perfect. I didn't want to disappoint people. There's a lot of I's in that statement, right? I wanted to impress. I wanted to make people happy. Once again, whole bunch of eyes. Created a sense of stress that was extremely overwhelming, let's be honest, that completely translated into my body. I don't know how everybody carries stress, but I carry stress on my shoulders. So I have a massage therapist. Let me just put it out there. Once again, another specialist. And this is something we work on. Every time I see her, it is that same spot, because that's where my stress level facilitates. That's where it comes into play. So the question comes back, why and how? What did I do? Because, today we're talking about the power of thought. So every time I get here is because I've been there with you. I'm definitely probably talking to myself as much as everybody else. But I created a situation that I became my own self-repeating loop. It became traumatizing. My whole body was in pain. My shoulders are hurting because I let these thoughts, it translates from your mind to your body. And this is the part. The power of thoughts is so powerful. It's nothing new. The beautiful thing about it is science is finally trying to prove the point that what we think will translate into our body. The thoughts that we create actually recreates loops in our brains that changes things and how we perceive things. So not a new concept, because you guys know I'm an avid reader. One of my dear friends gave me the book, As the Man Thinks. This is by James Allen. This book, so authors have been talking about this about 100 years. This book was 1913 is when James Allen wrote the book. It is the power of our minds. It is the power of our thoughts. It is the power that we have to translate and change our future just by the way we think. So if you're looking at it from this perspective, it's been around for a while. Not to mention, I talk about a Think and Grow Rich. Here's the fun part about Think and Grow Rich. This one was written in 1937. So Napoleon Hill spent 20 years of his life. I complained about doing research for 20 days. 20 years, Napoleon, that's amazing. But he spent 20 years of his life studying some of the most brilliant minds of his time. What made them successful? What made them powerful? What made them the top of their group? And it was all about thoughts. The Secret, by the way, if you actually read the book, The Secret, or if you've seen the movie and the documentary, same concept is based on these teachings that what we think becomes real. So by the way, As the Man Thinks is tiny little books. So if you ever want to pick up a copy, you can. It's actually itty bitty, but it's so much wealth of information, and we change it. What does that mean for us? How do we manifest it? Because at the end of the day, we're talking about our bodies. We're talking about physical manifestation of our thoughts and how it translates in it. So when Paul says worry, which if you're thinking about it, it's just kind of ironic, it is us completely imagining things that are going to happen and dreading on it and focusing on it and absolutely getting very focused on the things that haven't happened, and we worry. So it's the same way as people are feeling guilty. They're spending their time and effort and their imagination truly focusing on their guilt of things that pass. Your past is over. It's not coming back. It is not going to change the world. You see your future. It's not going to help anything. But our minds spend a lot of time either in the past feeling guilty and shameful, which is horrible emotions to have, or in the future worrying about all the things that would happen, that have never happened, and probably will never happen. So what do we do? So it's Easter weekend for everybody celebrating. So I want to give you a tip that you're going to look at me going, DC, really? This is what you talk about? It's all about how do we change the mindset, and it's as simple as being grateful. It's all about gratitude. So if you were watching the program for a while, you realize I talked about gratitude and great death in November, right for Thanksgiving. Easter kind of seems to be perfect as well, as gratitude is how we can reprogram ourselves. Here's the thing, my friends. I know people that are extremely negative. They call themselves realists, but they're negative. They're always looking at the glass half empty. I'm the person, and I kind of joke about it, my glass is half full and overfilling. I have friends and people in my circles that glass is half empty, tilting with a hole. You're going, how did you survive? Because the more you focus on these things, the more that you're bringing into your reality, the more you're bringing into perception. So think in this perspective. If you're always looking for the negative, you're going to find it. It is not that hard to find negative things, especially in a society that is focused on fear. Think about what we're looking on television. It is fear-based. They're making money about selling us doom and gloom. very rarely do you see a positive story. And when you do, it's very touching. One of my dear friends sent me actually a video. It was really short clip, maybe 2 minutes, of this beautiful piece of a young boy in Savannah, Georgia, maybe less than 10 years old, recently lost his mother, had lost his dad 4 years earlier. So you're talking about a child under 10 years old with no parents who realized at this very early age that people were not happy. And he was so upset about this, even in his own pain, because he admitted, yes, I feel sad. He wanted to do something for the world. He wanted to change people. He wanted people to be happy. So he got his aunt, who happens to be now his guardian, and tell her, we need to go buy these toys and give them to people. So every weekend he went downtown Savannah and gave little trinkets. He was giving them little dinosaurs, little things to everybody he saw who didn't look happy. And he wasn't looking at race, gender, or anything. He was looking at people who were not happy. So that unhappiness is so real that even a child can see it. So can you possibly imagine that? So it was such a touching piece that he made the national news, and every single person, some cried, some laughed, some gave them a hug. But it's that power of where our minds are, that it projects into a physical world. People can see that we're not happy. So today we talk about gratitude, how it can benefit. So in November, and I'm going to bring it back the slide because I really enjoyed it, Forbes magazine had done an article of the benefits of gratitude and how it has a physical manifestation. So I want you guys to entertain me for a little while. Let's go over this. Let me see what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Have you thought about this before? So let's look what 4 says. Let's look at number 1, because I want to explore this in deeper information. Builds more relationships. To some extent, it is actually going to improve our relationships. Let me break it down a little. A lot of the times, especially if you've been in long-term relationships, whether with a partner, think of a sibling, think of a parent, whatever relationship, or even a friend. After a while, for whatever reason, we tend to start looking at the things that drive us nuts. All the little things that they're doing that manifest, and we're just like, oh my God, things that irk us, things that drive us insane. When you change your perception and you focus on the things that you're grateful for, the things that these people are doing in your lives that are making you smile, the things that you are very thankful that they're here for, your relationships will improve, or relationships will manifest, because you will focus on the things that you want in your life, not the things that you don't. So by absolutely changing how you see your persons in your life, you tend to change what it brings into your environment. You're no longer focusing on all the bad things you think about them, but you truly look at what are you grateful for. So let's look at number 2. So improves your physical health. You know that I told you I am absolutely suffering through this. Primarily because I like pain. I think I might be a little weird. So think about it this way. Being grateful, how you see yourself, how you react. Because it's not enough to be grateful for the people who are outside your lives. We need to be grateful for ourselves. Being grateful is going to improve your body, and it's going to reduce aches and pains. Because this thing in the back is not going to stay there. It's going to absolutely improve your physical. As simple as that. Because you're stopped trying to figure out all the things that are wrong for you. So think about it, my friends. Did you woke up this morning? Check. Are you breathing? Can you walk? If you're not walking, can you sit? Can you smile? Can you see yourself from a whole different perspective? Because it's going to prove it. Gratitude and being grateful for yourself is huge. So let's take a look at number 3. It's going to improve your psychological health. So this is the one that I want you guys to think about it. Psychological health, the way that you are interacting with others. So because we're trying to improve those relationships with other people. The moment you're grateful for the people that you have in your life and you improve those things, you actually start to eliminate, hopefully to some extent, toxic relationships. You stop eliminating toxic emotions. Because as much as people think about, since it's, Easter, everybody's thinking about Old Testament. An eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth. Let me explain this to you. Gandhi said it really well. If we practice that theory, the only thing we're going to have is a whole bunch of blind people. Nothing gets better. It doesn't improve our world. It doesn't get better. All that hate, all that energy, all that negative toxicity just builds in your soul. You being mad at somebody, believe it or not, is not affecting that person or anybody. the only person that is continuing to build this hate and discontent in your soul is literally ourselves. So by starting to be grateful and looking at a grateful world, you literally change your own psychological and your own physiological. So you start to psychologically change who you are. So let's look at number 4. Enhances your empathy. So one of the hard things for us, and I had a beautiful conversation for the podcast this weekend with an incredible author who talked about love and talked about empathy. One of the things that we have a hard time is putting ourselves in the shoes of somebody else. It's really hard for us to see how they're going through their lives because, believe it or not, unconditional love is really hard for us to imagine. Just put it this way. The greatest love, the Bible says, for somebody else is to give your life. You have no issues giving your life or doing something for somebody we love. That's easy. Check. Why? Because we're in love with them. What happens if you're not happy? What happens? Because this is, we're talking, if it's Easter, we're talking about the death and the resurrection of Christ. He technically died for a whole bunch of people who hated him. I am sorry. I am officially still transitioning in my bubble of development. Can I honestly give my life for somebody who hates me? After you torture and kill me? Oh, you torture and you punish him. So that's really what you're looking for. Grateful in a gratitude sense changes the way we see things, changes the way we see people. You become more empathy because you also have less resentment towards these people. You are less likely, believe it or not, to try to pay people back because that is that constant cycle that we have to break. It is, to some extent, my friends, a choice. We have to break the cycle of trying to always be one up somebody. When you're looking at somebody from their perspective, you kind of become a little bit more aware of their struggles and tend to love them a little more, even if you didn't like them that much. I used to joke with my soldiers when I was in the military. I would always tell them, I love you. I might not like you at this point in time, but I definitely will love you. So what can we do? So let's jump. Look at number 5. Helps with sleep. From the person that's trying to master the art of sleep, this is huge. But sleep has a whole bunch of benefits that we take for granted. So this is one of those things, as I did more studies as a meditator, they say you should have 8 hours of sleep. Some of us have conditioned ourselves that if we have 6 to 4 hours, we think we're winning. We're like, yes, we have. Sleep is huge. And let me give you the physical connection to your health, because sometimes we don't see it. This is a time in the day where your body, those 50 trillion cells, they're committed to keeping you alive and healthy. This is their time to regenerate because every single part of your body, scientists have finally proven, including your brain, actually builds new cells every time. Remember, they're on a mission to keep us alive, whether we like it or not, regardless how mean we are to our body and what we do to it. 50 trillion cells are on a mission that, by God, I'm going to keep you going. But sleep is where they regenerate. Sleep is the place and the time where they go and rebuild, recharge, re-energize. So when you're grateful, you give a better sleep night. You actually get into the REM cycle that is hard for us. Why? Because when you go to bed, and a lot of people keep a gratitude journal. I need to start, but writing a journal at night, because I do morning pages, is a little hard. But here's what your gratitude journal is. You're going to bed writing down all the things you're grateful for. You're writing down the things that went well. You're writing down the things that you are cherishing. You write down the amazing things that happen. The problem is most of us think in order for that to happen, we need to have huge, amazing things. Simple things, my friends. It doesn't have to be big. Did you have a great meal? I officially discovered, I'm going to give her a plug because I love her. I have 2 ladies in town that both are specializing in vegan meals. I do a plant-based diet 90% of the time. And Lot 1621, I think it is in Texarkana. And I have an amazing lady who does cupcakes. So Fridays when I'm running around errands, that's what I want to do. I swing by, pick up some cupcakes, and then I pick up a meal, Lot 1621. And this is my huge celebration. So by the way, people think I've lost my mind. But, when somebody can make an incredible vegan meal that it is affordable, that is easy on the go, and they're happy about it, would make your day. I didn't save a small country. I didn't feed a starving child. I bought a lunch from a small business that makes me smile. That's what we're talking about. Small things that you can celebrate. Don't think about gratitude as huge. So let's jump to number 6. Improves your self-esteem. You're probably going, how are you going to make that connection? Easy, my friends. Be grateful for yourself. What can you do? What are you doing today that is amazing? Because 90% of the time we're beating ourselves up of the things that we didn't do. You remember my to-do list that didn't end? We're beating ourselves up for everything we think is wrong. Those thoughts of we're not good enough, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, translates into your body and your body starts to feel it. So grateful, let's put it this way. Let's look at number 7. Here is what I would like for you guys to look at it. Because I'm going through this, increases mental strength. Believe it or not, my friends, this is going to help us reduce stress. I'm right here because I'm preaching to myself because I'm going, wake up, stop doing that. Be grateful for who you are, what you do when you accomplish, and celebrate it. Because 90% of the times we don't. We want to rush it through everything and we're trying to do 500 million things. So how do we do it? Because I have given you so much information what gratitude can do. But I want to give you one simple tip that will translate all this and wrap it up and help you do it. One thing you can do today, because if you are conditioned, and we're all conditioned, and we have been doing this for a while, of beating ourselves up or talking to ourselves or not actually being focused, we're very negative, it's going to take some time. So please remember, this is not a light switch. You automatically not going to be thinking these things. But what can you do? One phrase, and you've heard me say it a couple times if you're paying attention, that we always say, I have to do this. Have to do this. My friends, the only thing we have to do, believe it or not, is pay taxes. And for most of us, taxes are taken out of everything we pay. So thinking about it, if you can change that one phrase, it will start to change the way you see yourself. Why? Because I have to sounds like we have no control. I have to makes us feel like victims. I have to sounds like somebody is pushing things down from us that we have no control, that we cannot change, that we cannot adjust. How do we change it? Change I have to I want to, I get to, I choose to. Because here's the reality. Let me give you a couple of little things. Going back to my whole scenario of my crazy week. Do I have to edit 5 episodes for this week? No, I didn't have to do any of that, believe it or not. I chose to. I wanted to do, and here's back to the podcast, remember? For my podcast that turned a year old, I wanted to actually give my listeners, because it's an audio show, I wanted to give my listeners one brand new author, because I interview authors and they're amazing. I wanted to give them a brand new author each day. Remember, I wanted to. I didn't have to. I wasn't going to disappoint anybody. Nobody was going to be upset if for whatever reason I didn't do this, because they weren't expecting it. I chose to do this. I wanted to celebrate with them. So when you're thinking about it, chasing those I have to's. So here's the catch. My parents are coming. This is not the first time my parents have been home. They have come before. My parents are extremely low maintenance. Oh my God, self-sufficient. They can do anything. I wanted to impress them. I wanted them to be happy. I wanted to do all these things. I can choose to do those things. If I don't, trust me, they're not going to be disappointed. But the moment I stop using the words I have to and looking at the things that I choose to, it changes the way my dynamics. It doesn't make me feel bad. Not to mention, I can celebrate the things that are going well and say, okay, I can organize the house. I can move some papers around. I can make sure the guest room is looking fabulous. It's a choice, my friends, not a must-have. So take a look at this. Let's look back at the 7 things Forbes is talking about. Think about the power of how it's going to affect this. So think about that one phrase, right? So when we're thinking about it, it's all about our mental state. It's all about our being. It's all about how we translate all these things, and I have some amazing people on the chat giving us some comments, Ms. Miracle, which I love you. Thank you for joining me, Ms. Juanita. You all are talking about it. It's like, how do we understand it? How is the powers of our thoughts? What is it that we're doing? Because it's the choices that we make. It's the choices that we say. It's the conversations that we have with ourselves that start affecting how we respond to ourselves and how these things translate. So if you're looking for one simple thing to help you do it, might take some time, please, 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 but start doing it. Change how you talk to yourself. Change how you see yourself. Little by little, those things will actually change. You don't have to do anything. I know you're going to give me a list, because I have one too, of all the things you feel that you have to. How about you choose to? How about you get to? You know, if you're trying to be grateful, everybody says, I have to go to work. No. You get to go to work. You don't have to go to work. You choose to go to work. You actually make a conscious decision. It's not hell or jail. You choose to do these things. Change the way about you see yourself. You know, everybody wants to diet. Everybody's on a mission to do 500 things. That's great. That's exciting. You choose to do that for yourself. So the moment you change the way you see it, the way you completely visualize who you are, your mind starts to changing. It takes some time, some practice. So today is the power of thoughts. Change those thoughts about you don't have to do anything. Change it. You get to, you choose to, you want to. You're no longer a victim of your mind. Mind is a tool. Use that tool to your best and possible potential, because it's all about living your best life now. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do, if they make us, is pay taxes and hopefully be happy. So, because I'm extremely grateful, I'm grateful to be sharing this space with you guys, my friends. I'm grateful that you guys are joining me. I am so grateful that you took the Saturday morning to say, let's talk, because we're here to chit chat. So, I have some huge announcements for everybody who's watching us. So it's going to be absolutely fabulous, because I'm in this whole motion of learning more about everything and kind of exploring more everything. So we'll be back in 2 weeks, and I have a special guest. I am so excited. So I have attorney John Ross joining us on the program. He is actually a elderly law, he says, but he does so much more. So I wonder, when I first met him, he gave an amazing presentation, which is why I'm bringing him on the program. He talked about estate planning, which I had no clue what that meant. I thought when I joined the military, the only thing I needed in my life was a will, and that was perfectly fine. I was so wrong. So are you prepared? Is your family prepared? Are the people in your life prepared to make decisions, and I say critical decisions, in your life for things that are happening, or that they have to make decisions on your behalf? So that's the discussion we're going to have in 2 weeks. You have to join me. You don't want to miss it. He is so full of information and hysterical, amazing. So John is going to be on this show. So it's going to be fabulous. So with that in mind, April, I have this huge master plan, because I have many of them, and this is definitely something I want to do and choose. I'm getting ready to do a huge promotion for my podcast, as well as the Chit Chat. I'm actually trying to promote my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. Did I tell you guys that I had 2 YouTube channels? I hope I did. So it is DC Gomez Author. So if you guys are looking for it, help me. I am seriously trying to reach the month of April. My goal is to reach 1,000 people. Why? Because the more people that follow, the more we can pass these messages. So they can find the podcast in there with incredible authors, incredible messages that they bring, all about trying to get to know them a little more, and how some motivations that they give out to every aspiring author. But also you can catch the chit chat. So for whatever reason you're not able to find us on Facebook, or you're looking to see where we get, it's going to be on my YouTube channel. So if you are not following me, can you subscribe? Give me some love. Go to YouTube, subscribe. Trying to reach 1,000 people. Right now I think I'm 175. So I only need 825 more. That's all, nothing more. So give me some love. If you're interested in learning more about authors, make sure to catch the podcast. It's new episodes every Friday, so you can kind of catch them there. By the way, if you happen to, like I said, you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, you can catch them directly, or you can go to my podcast page. Either way, tons of places to find me. So my friends, like always, I don't know how many times I can tell you how honored, how privileged, and how excited I am to spend some time with you guys. I'm extremely grateful that you guys take some time to come and see me. I hope this information has been motivating. I hope it's inspiring you. I hope I've given you some tips to make your day so much easier and so much better. And know that I believe in you. I'm always praying for you. You are all in my blessings. And I hope you have an amazing day. And if you're celebrating Easter, go have a blast. Remember, you choose to celebrate. You choose to have a great time. You don't have to. So my friends, have an amazing Saturday. I am choosing to go grocery shopping. so I can get ready for my parents because I love them and I can't wait to see them. I'm also choosing to have an incredible day because I know that you guys are officially just made this day so much better. So bye everyone. For everybody watching, I got Miss Juanita, I got Mr. Derek, I got Miss Miracle. Many blessings for you guys to send, putting some beautiful messages on the screen. Everybody else, post your comments. I'll be going back. Give me some love. Share this episode. Invite people to grow with us. Remember, we're always better when we grow together. Bye everyone, and I'll see you guys back in 2 weeks. Bye.